coldly said, I told you to stay away. Since when did your ears become so bad? So don't think that there is a group of divine spirits here. I am afraid of you. Today they want to kill and eliminate you, the noble one. If not, no one can save you in the eyes of Li Yun. Cold beam of ice shoots out, and even the royal envoy is startled by it. But inside, there's a hint of fear. Not just because he's a young martial artist. Why do you have such a fierce and cold glare? I don't know what background you have, kid, but if you hurt my beloved, even if the 7 great powers at the highest level support you, I will not let it slide. Yuan Gong's face darkened. He seemed to realize the situation was a bit difficult from the cold look in his eyes. Like that ice of Lai Van Tu, he saw the opponent's determination was self-confidence and decisiveness that only a true, strong martial artist could have. He said, moreover, if I cling to Tran Ni's body, my strength could immediately soar to martial emperor level. Destroying you is basically just a matter of lifting a finger. Wang Zhen said anxiously, Father, great, my younger brother was killed by him. What happened? Wang Tsong, upon hearing the news, all his mind went blank. Although Wang Dad is usually lazy and gluttonous, not ambitious, he's not fond of fight, but still, he's his son after all. In the entire northern realm, he's considered a young master, a well-known figure in daily life. Even a normal martial emperor would have some face, but now he's dead. A surge of anger floods the sky and spreads throughout the entire body of Wang Tsong the Nimbian. Under this rage, it almost seems like it wants to scatter like fire flames, jumping up at any moment, then suddenly extinguishing. A death worthy of death. Wang Tsong lifts his face up to the sky. The sky roared fiercely with a burst of energy. Mighty power spread out a rumble as it turned around and shot into Wang Zhenfu's body. Father, sir, please don't use your divine will. Such immense power clinging to me will definitely harm my physical body and directly affect my martial talent. Wang Zhen was shaken and wanted to resist. Even when he was about to die, didn't resist. Releasing the divine consciousness of Wang Gong was because he feared the other party entering his body. Although this was a method to protect his life, Wang Gong left for him, but it was not used unless absolutely necessary to avoid affecting his own martial talent. Your younger brother has already died just now. Even my little brother couldn't protect me. What else could Wang Gong do? In his anger and hatred, he couldn't kill him with a single strike. Ma ignored everything and directly jumped into Wang Zhen's body. Wang Zhen immediately showed a look of agony, tilting his face up to the sky, groaning continuously. But as the groans grew louder, his strength gradually, the stronger you get at directly jumping up to Bo Tun Din Fong, the more it still increases. You really want to break through to the martial emperor? Then you must know that if you break through to the martial emperor, not to mention your innate talent in martial arts, whether this body can be saved is also a matter. Li Yunxiao, no rush, no slow, says Lin Kong Tua. On his body was a little diamond gore. In his eyes was a teasing look. This expression of his almost made Wang Zhen furious, to the point of spitting blood, but his reason still prevailed. Shang Feng directly suppressed his realm. Below the martial emperor, after all, the martial path future of his son was much more important. The brat dared to kill my son and even forced me to suffer. Today, AI2's people strip you bare again, breaking your bones bit by bit all over your body, making you taste all the suffering in life or you die. Wang Zhen screams in agony, his long hair spreading behind him without wind, yet flying with momentum, his whole body swelling. He was never short of even a trace of power to break through to the 9th heaven martial emperor, but was still forcibly suppressed by him. To prevent Wang Zhen's body from collapsing, he drew a circle in front of him with his finger. A sword of light immediately appeared above the fingertip, leading the long sword to rush forward, carrying rings of aura. The one-sword heaven-opening stance was very powerful. Li Yunxiao felt it from afar, receiving that force caused waves on his face and skin as if rippling. In front of Lord Wang, he didn't dare to display his indestructible golden body. If he was detected, it would be a big trouble. The sword energy from the opponent pressed down, forcing him to retreat. With the small diamond gore he controlled by his mind, shouting loud, charging forward. Ahoy! The martial prodigy of the Tian Deep family only needs to draw the first sword to open the heavens and shatter this coil. Use the own sword light to strike directly on palm of gore, the little diamond palm. Under this one sword technique immediately disappears. The sword stance directly cuts onto palm bone, giving it all his strength, risking everything to suppress it. What is it? Vong, the most shocking heavenly sword strike of his, should have split Oi Loi martial saint at the 8th rank in two. How come it only nicked the sword energy a little? That sword energy is extremely powerful. Although it couldn't break the little diamond gore, still forcefully pushed it flying backward. No matter what, it is the divine will of Wang Gong. It's not like Vo Tun Din Fong is average. He definitely can't cause any harm to the body of little diamond who low. Lai Van Tu watches from afar, observing the battle. His face remains calm and composed, like still water, watching without any emotion in his heart. On the other side, Vong Chan has unleashed his divine might with a mighty attack, pressing down on little diamond who low, completely suppressed him without any strength. All the great defensive moves hit his body. If it weren't for the records, the 9th level of purple-blue twin swords combined with a bit of heavenly reflection defect gold, then under this kind of powerful linked attack, the body would probably be destroyed already. Gored little little diamond is also a half-beast body. My anger keeps roaring, but I can't do anything. Being beaten almost renders me helpless. Wang Zhen is terrified. He fears nothing. His martial skills and strength. Even if the opponent is a 9-grade golem, they would have already been destroyed long ago. But now, only traces remain. On the body, impossible to penetrate. Injured or nerve inside. It's probably that the 9th stage Hoi Loi or during the refining of 9th stage Hoi Loi, some precious and unusual was added. Refinement failed and became the 8th stage. At this point, the 8th stage's true power appeared with a body strength even greater than a normal 9th stage. Wang Zhengli realized, I guessed correctly in my mind. It must be so. Looks like I have to use a stronger technique. He suddenly withdraws his attack. Both hands embrace the ring in midair. Faint light blue appears around the Kuang on mysterious glow illuminating the sky with symbols like clouds or flowers. A fleeting image appeared in his vision. Julin instantly focused on the pattern within that image and immediately absorbed through the body of Wang Chang. It passed straight through the blue light and in an instant for the small gourd. The Vajra struck down on the small Vajra, shouting loudly, Vajra. The fist of shock shattered the space with immense force, but was blocked by an incredibly powerful ancient force. Person immediately fell into a pale blue area, not knowing where the enormous power came from, which was tearing his body apart. It felt like an endless force trying to rip him apart. Suddenly, the right hand of the little golden gourd, abruptly, the fracture directly pierced through and went straight inside. Lam Kuang immediately disappeared without a trace. On the body, cracks started to appear. The whole body was trembling and struggling. In the bright light, this is the most spiritual one of 3 supreme martial techniques. From the Jiu Huin set, as expected, there is a hint of Dao under certain conditions. When the TC movement activates, the heavens and earth can also unleash power like that is manifested by the honored king. I'm afraid that the little diamond gourd must immediately dissolve into smoke. Li Yunxiao saw the little diamond gourd was about to lose strength any moment. At that moment, he ran like the wind to Mi Xian's place and opened the ancient heavenly eye. Immediately fired out a burst of steel wind force, spinning in the air just once. In a breath, it grew m times larger, swirling to connect heaven and earth. What kind of whirlwind is this? How can it have such an overwhelmingly strong pressure? Although the force itself isn't great, this kind of authoritative pressure can still be felt very clearly on Wang Zhen's face. The situation becomes tense as the small golden bell, under Kuang's intoxication, makes his final decision. He is about to collapse, yet he can't believe that Li Yun is still capable of such tricks. But Kuang Feng suddenly cannot be harmed by him. He snorts coldly. He wants to hold back from attack, but inside, his heart is violently shaken with a single breath. Blood sprayed onto the throat, almost spilling out after using the supreme spirit technique. This body of Wang Zhen has already borne the burden to the extreme. If he forcibly uses distraction techniques, then it will definitely cause damage to the body, leaving hidden calamities for a first-rank martial saint. Yet, this is only his current level. He is extremely dissatisfied. The martial technique I awakened beneath my feet transformed into a beam of light that swiftly flew. As I dodged dragon whirlpool force of Tai. Ko Kuang Fong. Who exactly are you? Who dares kill my crown prince? Must have courage to bear the wrath. The mysterious set. Otherwise, what kind of man are you? Wang Zhen said angrily, staring at Lai Van Tu. I acted myself, yet still couldn't catch this guy. Really unimaginable. Lai Van Tu raised his hand, calling Ho Lo Tu Kim. Huang back, smiling and saying, sooner or later we'll know. Don't be impatient. Be a little patient, Lu. Isn't the interesting part coming up? Your appearance. I remember well. As long as you stay in the northern territory for one day, don't even dream of living in peace. King. He snorted coldly, turned and flew back to the distant place. If this body can still hold on after finishing the tea, then he would surely have killed Li Yunxiao. But the result was not as expected. If that's the case, it's better to leave early. Let it stop on Vong Tran's body. Too much time has caused line in talent. AI2's martial way. Then is it acceptable? Gained something but lost some. Lai Van Tu stood still at the spot, glanced at Vong Tran's body, then left straight until disappearing into the distance. Qing Shenyao Long's voice came, asking why not chase him now and kill him. All you need to do is follow and keep going until his body can no longer withstand. At that moment, the divine consciousness naturally Lai body can act once and strike. I don't believe this method will work on you. Li Yunxiao smiled and said, killing you is not my goal. If Wang Gong has come forward, consider it a familiarity. Knowing his background wouldn't matter much. Moreover, Lord Wang is considered a heroic figure. If forcing him to the brink drives him to madness and revenge, I can't bear to see that. The smile on his face becomes even more strained, and there's also a royal heir watching silently from the shadows. I don't want to be the matchmaker either. As soon as he finished speaking, in the air, not far from that spot, figure appeared. A young man causing a stir, wearing a light red shirt, slowly coming out from the central area. The young man was dressed beautifully with an extraordinary aura. After he came out, his gaze directly fell on the little diamond gourd and he opened his mouth to speak. This smell is extremely strange. Little brother, you say the price, no matter how much. I will buy it with money. Some even buy and sell like that, opening their mouth saying no matter how much money they will buy it except for fools. Only those absolutely confident in their own financial strength would do that. Moreover, looking at the attire this person is wearing is definitely from. Regarding the second type, Li Van's expression, this person is joking and bragging that you've already eaten the tea leaf pill, right? TSK that really can't be eaten. The man's face shows stubbornness. Say, don't be so stubborn. Boy, how much is this mistake? Give me a quote. CA will not let you down, Li Van. The narrow-eyed man in front of him, also not even 30, younger than Vang Chan, but his martial rank surpasses Vang Chan's. At least a martial lord, second star of the northern region. Truly the strongest place among the 4 great regions. Although the region is somewhat ordinary, you can see young people with martial lord ranks everywhere. This place were in any of the other 3 regions, he would also be considered an elder level figure. In the sect there is no tea leaf. Then just casually give me tens of thousands of 9-grade pills. This flaw, you can take it. Li Yun said coldly. That's not A young man laughed and said, I think this flaw of yours isn't entire 9-grade. Perhaps the material is quite precious. The problem clearly happened during the refining process. Only then did it fall into the long bowl like this. Let's separate 2 parts of the raw material. Hoi, is this your fault, Li Van? You said you wanted to cheat in the refining method. Is it my fault? Haha, I'm not interested in that. On the young man's face, Nam too. Troubled expression appeared as he shouted out, whether it's sold or not. Li Van Shao laughed. The little diamond gourd transformed into a beam of light which was absorbed into his palm. Then he rushed toward Vu Fong City. Hey, no attention to that person anymore. Hey, why are you being so rude? Young man. That man chased after you and shouted, you are from sect T. Just now, you even tried to assassinate the young master. Jiu Huin, our sect has witnessed it with our own eyes. That Li Van Tu stopped and looked at. He said it was you who told me the location of Vang Chan. Moreover, you should also know he bears the mark of Vang Tsong's divine seal. Who exactly are you? I have to report this matter to Vang Tsong. You can't bear this grievance alone. The young man laughed and said, heh, you need evidence to speak properly. As for me, Consort Le Fai Vu does not know your name's character. Consort Le Fai Vu already knows. Wait a moment, I will send someone to inform the Jiu Huin sect. Later, we will meet again. Li Van Tu immediately embraced his fist and displayed the absolute skill body technique. In the blink of an eye, he was already over 100 meters away. You, Li Feiwu, were stunned, never having encountered this kind of person before. Then he immediately chased after, shouting, don't go. Today, Cheng Wufeng has something very interesting. Are you interested in joining? I have to go. Not interested. Li Yunxiao also didn't look back, spat out 3 words at his feet. Push. Quickly, as if wholeheartedly wanting to abandon this person. A great martial artist indeed. In Tan Vu Fong, there's no way to spread it outside because it's too boring to deal with. The Lord of Tan Vu Fong Din today organized a grand martial artist trading event. Anyone from ordinary to strong martial artists outside of Votan can participate. Are you really not interested? Maybe there are many unimaginable treasures. Alright, Lo Fai Vu's footwork is not much worse either. He stayed close behind Li Van Tu, about 30 feet apart, maintaining this distance while moving. He was already extremely terrified inside. His footwork is truly a supreme skill, never before defeated by anyone else. But today, he met you, who are his equal. The martial artist trading convention. Li Van Tu just stopped, turned around and said, sounds very meaning, but only those outside the martial set have the right to participate. I am far inferior to Li Fai Vu. Looked closely at Li Van Tu's face and confirmed that it was not a disguise. Ho Gi said, your appearance is very unfamiliar. You already have such cultivation, so don't provoke the martial sect or anything like that. Laugh at me again. You can all command one. At least Hoi Loi Bat Jai should exist. Should be a Bat Jai. He believes that Li Van Tu must have concealed his cultivation level just now. During the battle with Vang Chan, he saw everything clearly. Although Li Van Tu made a slight gesture to summon the Tai Ko Kwang Fong, didn't look very powerful at first glance, but it made god of martial arts like King Gong should be terrified. His retreat only makes him more cautious. Li Yunxiao chuckled and said, I truly only have cultivation of a martial venerable. You've misunderstood, but on the contrary, I have a good way. 2 of you should immediately walk side by side, and after returning to the city, Li Yunxiao won't go back to Thunder Wind Trading Hall. Follow Lo Fai Vu straight ahead to the city lord's mansion where the trading guild meets. Martial artist Van Thu, you seem very strange. 2 of you walking on Lai Van Street have already reported your names, and moreover, in front of him, Ho Lo Tu Kim Kwang has grown taller and thinner, his whole body covered in black clothes, so it's impossible to clearly see his face, and Lai Van Tu again looks like a disciple of Or. Little Diamond follows behind. All participants in the Grand Assembly are true masters. If you appear too little, you'll be taken lightly. If people inside know you killed Vang Da, they will come after you. They also chased Vang Chan, and the great battle lasted a while with the divine mind Vang Guest. If you fight them, they'll just stand there and let you hit. Are you brave enough to do that? It's serious. I Wu Hui. It's clear you're planning something against Vang Chan and Vang Tsong without letting Jiu Huin sect know. know. Don't put the blame on them. There's a master inside. Jiuhuin sect will definitely tell us. We will inform them. The two of them are pulling each other by the hand, trying to enter the Lord's mansion. Standing at the gate is a powerful martial venerable, welcoming everyone. The two of you don't know how to address him. The martial venerable's gaze glances over, and Lei Fei Wu shows a surprised expression. I can't believe that someone so young has already entered the martial venerable realm. This scene of Lord Ba is across the entire continent. Tian Yu is also an absolute anomaly. He's not an ordinary person, but when his gaze falls on the person holding the small diamond gourd, he frowns. Although he vaguely senses powerful force, he also reveals a strange expression that makes him somewhat hard to judge. I am Lu Fai Vu. This is Miss Van. Lady Vu direct introducing herself and Lai Van's title. Also doesn't know Lai Van's full name. Tu only uses Miss Van to address him, so it turns out that the young Master Lu is named Vo, which reveals a look of fear, and he immediately laughs loud, saying, I say, the heavenly martial realm, although vast and boundless, those who are this age already advanced. Martial artists can also be counted on the fingers in our northern region. We count back and forth. There are only a few Lai Van. Tu Lo showed a look of surprise. Unbelievable. That Lu Fai Vu is so famous. Very likely a disciple of some noble family. Sir, you flatter me. Lu Fai Vu is modest. Few words. That martial artist is very enthusiastic. Fate guided the two of them enthusiastic. It is said that the young master of Van Bao Tower has arrived. This trading meeting will definitely rise several levels in Li Yunxiao's heart. A slight movement revealed he was from Van Bao Tower. His eyebrows furrowed a little, as if Lu Fai Vu is a disciple of Van Bao Tower, then his age fit her. Able to participate in the martial arts gathering at Song Noyet Duong City. Could it be the same path as mine? On me there are only a few scraps. I'm just afraid people won't take me serious, causing Van Bao Pavilion to be ridiculed. Then Lu Fai Vu laughed, somewhat talented but rough. In the eyes of others, just my appearance, I don't care who he is. Not a bit humble at all. Van Bao Tower is honored to be the first among the world's guilds. Most of the people inside are wealthy and powerful. Everyone is proud and commanding, like Fai Vu. After hearing praise, he immediately shows a smug look, like a wealthy person swaggering around. He walks into the mansion confident. The city lord's residence is very grand. Inside, there are all kinds of rare flowers and herbs. The vitality of Tao is everywhere. Primal energy spreads throughout. Concentration of spiritual energy in the northern region is far greater than the other three regions. This is also the main reason why the northern region is always dominated by powerful martial saints. Those two took two people and passed through. After drinking the tea, they entered the main hall, warmly welcoming them. The two of them went inside and sat down. More than 20 people, each chatting happily. But without exception, everyone here is of noble rank. The Wuzuan Baji 3 entered the main hall immediately, drawing everyone's attention. They didn't hold back and started fighting against Li Feiyu and Xiao Jinli of the Hula. Not all martial lords have the privilege of being personally guided by someone of Lu Fai Vu's special status to receive such an honor. Naturally, there are those who feel dissatisfied. Lord Duongbin, this young brother, a man in a rough coat on the left, calmly sipped his tea, not fast nor slow, and said, I wonder what kind of status requires the master himself to lead the way. Among those seated here, only a few can enjoy such a special honor, as if only Tat Deep and your uncle, the master of Tu Tai Island, deserve. As soon as he spoke, everyone's eyes immediately turned cold. Although the northern region is full of martial saints, they are still just superficial appearances. In reality, in any martial art, the dominant force is always the strongest. People around him are laughing and talking, wearing spiked masks on their faces, like a layer of ash. Their hair is piled high into strange shapes, mocking others with their bizarre appearance, covered in strange armor, revealing their strength. Their odd presence makes it hard to recognize them. The key point is, do you really think everyone here is unworthy of seeing your true face? Both of you have repeatedly spoken with provocative intent, full of arrogance. Jungben is also a martial sovereign, moreover the steward of the mansion, and the city lord of Tan Vu Fong. Naturally, he knows everyone's character well and has his own way of dealing with them. My opponent smiled and said, this person is Lady Li and Master Wu from Wanbao Tower. These two are his friends, young Master Yun and Vu Tsong Tu. The three words Vu Tsong Tu seemed to have a magical power. As soon as he said them, everyone immediately became tense, and the previous anger completely disappeared, revealing a look of sudden understanding. Even the man in the thorny shirt and the person sitting beside him, his expression changed as if accepting that name, which might bring him this special honor. For a moment he remained silent, facing everyone. Two men sat there, their appearances striking, both practicing different cultivation techniques. Their skin tones were completely different, one green, one red, completely contrasting, matching the colors of water and fire. Moreover, unlike everyone, actually those two also didn't absorb the shockwave primal force on them. Raising their hands and lifting their feet, it seemed they both had water and fire element powers. Even if they jumped, it wasn't something they deliberately displayed to show strength. They were freely at ease deep within the North Sea. Although they were also also of the human race lineage. Their lifestyle was different from the other sects across the continent. Everyone has heard of Lu Tianvu. Moreover, the Zizai Island's strength is outstanding, but no one paid attention to the man who was all fire. Turns out he is Lu Fai. Vu Gong too is known as one of the 4 stars of the region. Today, bringing him to Dai Hien was truly unexpected. Today, not only can he face Lu Gong too, let's make another connect. Young Master Lu, as someone from Wanbao Pavilion, you naturally possess many rare treasures. Some can truly broaden everyone's horizons. Then Yang Bing smiles and addresses you first. Go ahead and talk. I still need to step out to greet distinguished guests. He has arranged. Lu Pai Vu and the small diamond-shaped flask are on the two. Li Yunxiao's position is standing behind. Hulu Xiao Jingyang's gaze is intentionally or unintentionally assessing the people here. 2 of you are of course from Zizai Island. Beihai Sa Hong Island. Is the master still healthy? Hulu Xiao Jingang suddenly used a grave tone. With a sinister expression opened his mouth and said naturally it was the spell of Li Yunxiao controlling. Open your mouth, friend, and vie. Do you know who the island master is? The man named Nan Tu. The fiery red fig is none other than Deepa. Tu Tai Island practices the water cultivation technique. The other person is your uncle back high. Both of them showing expressions of disbelief. The gaze lingering on the small gourd of Xiao Jin. A faint gleam of gold flickering in his eyes. A radiant light. 5 colors appear clearly. It was a kind of mystical technique. The divine aura of Lai Van. Tu didn't move. His right hand hit behind his back holding a small diamond gourd. He formed a strange seal with his fingers. Instantly, a spiritual shield enveloped him and the small diamond gourd inside it, blocking the opponent's spying technique. Outside, Tat Deep glanced back. In his eyes flashed a look of astonishment, as if Ho had figured something out. He nodded and said, so that's how it is. You, sir, are quite strange. What did you ask? So that's how it is. You see any clues? Tat Deep, he said. That friend over there refuses to use his feet or eyes to reveal the trap. Of course, there is. His personal suffering is also not convenient to expose. Since Master Deep has seen it, just speak freely so that we also know who the strange person accompanying young Master Lu really is. After all, what kind of deity is he? The man in the thorn robe said he had nothing more to say about Lu Fai Vu's identity. Seeing the appearance of the little gourd, the diamond still doesn't quite suit Vo. Lu Fong's outfit next to him also keeps exclaiming, that's right. Yes, it seems the two are naturally compatible and have similar temperaments. Deep, however, does not change and says, please respect others' privacy. Tu Bok and Lu Fong both feel it's natural to find their own way. They all look embarrassed, huffing once without saying anything. Their eyes are still fixed on the gourd. Little Diamond's gaze is full of hostility. Even when looking at Li Yunxiao, there's a cold, murderous intent like ice. Li Yunxiao naturally ignores these two fools with an air of arrogance, even ignoring the idiot's gaze, which only makes the two more person's face turn pale with anger in the dream. Ho wanted to be angry, but Lu Fai Vu instead felt something strange. He naturally knew that the person in black was Koi Lo, yet didn't believe that Tat Deep could uncover his identity. Tat Deep, your excellency, truly saw through my friend's tricks. I don't mind revealing a little about my friend. He's just a bit eccentric in character. It's not impossible to meet him. If you can speak up, he might even take off his black robe. Who knows? Deep said, I don't know if that's really true. Anyway, Li Yun took a sip and said, the name of their sect leader is known by very few people in the Tianwu continent. Alright, maybe he really is a friend. The island master should also have the little diamond gourd sit properly over there without saying a word. From everyone's perspective, it seems he has already agreed. Only then did Deep speak, feeling the strange aura on that friend's body was extremely peculiar, sometimes fierce, sometimes calm. He must have cultivated two kinds of supreme martial arts. One type is Lan's martial law, while the other is a unique technique. Some power can make body like diamond, making the body resemble a mysterious weapon. At this moment, a strange aura is born. There is also such a kind of ability. That is, friend himself is a member of clan Li Feiwu, as you heard. I was so shocked that I didn't dare to underestimate this. He is no longer just looking at the shape of the small diamond gourd, but can also infer to this extent that he is extraordinarily powerful. Moreover, his mental strength, this friend, is extremely powerful, at least reaching the level of a grand Lian Sheng master, even spiritual. Our label is also blocked by your mental energy, making it impossible to see anything from the outside. If not, I could naturally see through it. Tat Deep can see through it all. Deep lightly smiles and says confident, based on his own deduction, extremely confident. Ho Lo Tu Kim Kwang makes a sound and says, Master Tat Deep is indeed formidable. The power of the Northern Sea's free island, Feiyang, has withdrawn from the continent. Fleeting like that, the outside world remains undisturbed by worldly interference. For many years, in truth, the power has long been connected to the heavens. I fear that it no longer belongs under the 7 supreme forces on the continent. His words immediately caused everyone to be shaken and changed. Their expressions, Yi and back, looked even more serious. This is extremely shocking news, Deep exclaimed. The voice of that friend is really too praiseworthy, free and easy, leaving behind conflicts. He wholeheartedly pursues the way of martial arts, but also also not as peaceful as you imagine. Between us and the North Sea tribe there have been several outbreaks of conflict. The scale of these conflicts was not small, causing injuries. The tragedy is that no one on the continent knows about. He seems to deliberately want to explain the true strength Dao Tu Tai, which is not strong. This time only makes everyone more suspicious. If another existence like the seven great forces appears, would definitely be a terrifying event. Even Li Feiwu has started to doubt, uncertain. At the same time, regarding Li's identity, Van Tu is also very suspicious. If staying at Van Bao Tower, then Dao Tu Tai is deep in the North Sea. No one knows the exact location. Without using the Great Formation transmission, it is basically impossible to reach. But even though it is a Great Formation transmission, can only transmit to the surrounding islands of the Tu Tai Island must be led by their people in order to go to the mysterious main island at the extreme point. No set on the continent has much information about Tu Tai Island. Perhaps they can only officially learn about. As for the information, only the sacred realm knows. Could it be that this little one comes from the sacred realm of Li Feiwu? Regarding Lai Van Tu's identity, the more he speculated, the more he felt it was possible. After all, he understood the island well. At the same time, daring to overlook Ju Huin Sect meant that if it wasn't one of the seven supreme powers, then only the sacred realm remained. After everything, after deep explain, Lai Van Tu didn't say much, only mentioning that this transaction was significant. Do we have to wait until then to officially start? Are there any more distinguished guests? Miss Van couldn't wait any longer. From outside the door, a sound came. Ding Bing is still with someone, and there are a few figures. Clearly, someone has the right to lead him here. Everyone looked over with curiosity. They all stopped and looked. Next to Duongbin was a woman with elegant makeup and a beautiful, delicate face. Her slender figure moved gracefully. Although her features were not clearly visible, she exuded a noble and refined aura. Behind her followed four maidservants, each with an extraordinary presence. A joyful expression appeared on Duongbin's face. The guest has arrived. No mistake. Very good. Wait a moment. If no one else comes, we'll start immediately. We are waiting at the front door just to wait this distinguished guest. He will be received with formal invitation. Arrange, madam, in the formal attire. The seat is still vacant. Everyone else looks nervous. They thought that place was for someone else. Duongbin didn't think it was intentional to save a seat for someone else. Now all the seats are taken except for that highest chair over there, which is the seat of the city lord Cheng Wu. Boom, and Duongbin himself stood below the city lord's seat, smiling and saying to the dignitaries, "You must all be very curious. She is the honored guest the city lord deliberately invited here, not only simultaneously participating in the transaction, but also acting as the host and the appraiser as well." The host is also the appraiser. Deep was surprised and said, "Could it be that the ability to perceive the treasure of that friend is very strong?" Everyone showed doubt towards the identity of concubine. Suspicion about that concubine arose. He still calmly sat over there, a peaceful aura radiating from him, a superior warrior and a strong figure. Suddenly, a hearty laugh spread to everyone, who immediately noticed that on the chair beside a man appeared, draped in a blue robe, his eyes like a clear lake on the face, with a deeply joyful expression. Indeed, the master of the scene, Tin Tan Vu Fong, said, "If the world has a treasure, even the owner of the My Family QD could not distinguish it, so there is no one else in the world who could know it anymore." It turns out that the My Family head. Everyone was shocked. Surprised. Everyone's eyes fell on the other American woman. Deep was also shocked. She said, "Could it be that my Jia specializes in handling large-scale auctions with the ability to protect the younger generation, the best in the world? How could my Jia on the continent rarely appear except for rumors about their extremely high probabilities, and very few other words are heard about my Jia on the continent? Basically only contact Wang Min. Very rarely contact the exorcist forces." Lai Van Tu was also a bit foolish for a moment to realize that the My Family of My Dong Ni indeed is the My Family that holds power. The My Family called QD that woman. Right now he suddenly felt there was something strange about many auction houses he once participated, and the host also called My Lao Xian Sheng. They are all men, but I don't know why they let women do it. That point is truly very rare. Unbelievable. Here you can see C.D. Le Fei Wu smiling broad. They say the two are old friends, like a pair of foxes. Ciud's cold eyes are like clear spring, so be gentle with Li Fei Wu. Use a soft tone for those who have good feelings. The last farewell from Tu was more touching. Li Gongzi's elegance is even more refined. When will you go to seize the #1 spot in the Northern Realm? Fourth Master Tu. Li Fei Wu modestly says, "With my current talent, I still only rely on my name to aim for the top. The age of Van Bao is just gathered by people to be enough. It's really nothing." QD. He smiled without saying more. Can laughter still attract Lo? Young master came here. Indeed, an unexpected joy, not only to know a bit about the style of the northern region's 4 talents, but also naturally brought great treasures only. Jiodi, you arrived late again. That's not like you at all. From my perspective, Jiodi, I noticed a moment of hesitation. Suddenly, something must have come up, causing you to be late. Could you tell me what happened? As long as something I can help with, I will definitely do my best to assist. insist. Absolutely.